We do our weekly sharing, and today we got a special guest. Showed up here about 3 weeks ago, right? Jumps right in. Karaoke night. Not only is he singing classic solos, but he's part of the choir. Does a duet with me with Turn the Page at the end. He's a man that's not unfamiliar with Science of Mind. Was connected with Saskatoon Center for Positive Living. He's read the likes of Ernest Holmes, Ernest Fox, Thomas Troward. So please help me welcome Mr. Robbie Roy.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody, for this opportunity. Yes, as Randy said, I have really been reading and studying Science of Mind and various New Thought. And I thought today, just for the reading that I would present today, is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Ralph Waldo Emerson was one of the influences for Ernest Fox and many other people from New Thought that came afterward. And this is from an essay that he wrote called The Transcendentalist. And here it goes. The first thing we have to say, respecting the new views in New England at the present time, is that they are not new, but the very oldest of thoughts cast into the mold of these new times. What is popularly called transcendentalism among us is idealism. Idealism as it appears in 1842, the time when he wrote this. As thinkers, mankind is ever divided into two sections, materialists and idealists. The first class founding on experience, the second on consciousness. The first class beginning to think from the data of their senses. And the second class perceive that the senses are not final and say, the senses give us representations of things, but what are the things themselves? The materialist insists on facts, on history, on the force of circumstances, and the animal wants of man. The idealist on the power of thought and of will, on inspiration, on miracle, on individual culture. Every materialist will be an idealist, but an idealist can never go backward to be a materialist. The idealist speaks of events and sees them as spirit. He does not deny the sensuous fact, by no means, but he will not see that alone. The idealist has another measure, which is metaphysical, namely, the rank which things themselves take in his consciousness, not at all the size and appearance. Mind is the only reality in which men and all other natures are better or worse reflectors. Our thought, that is the universe. And from this transfer of the world into the consciousness, this beholding of all things in the mind, that follows easily our whole ethics. Everything divine shares the self-existence of deity. The materialist would think me the child of my circumstances. I make my circumstances. Let any thought or motive of mine be different from that they are, the difference will transform my condition and economy. I, this thing which is called I, is the mold into which the world is poured like melted wax. The mold is invisible, but the world betrays the shape of the mold. The transcendentalist adopts the whole connection of spiritual doctrine. He, she, we believes in miracle and in the perpetual openness of the human mind to the ever-new influx of light and power. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 1842.
Wow.